Hi, welcome to Bead Addicts Yarn, and today we're going to be learning how to crochet a ruffled scarf like is shown here. And the supplies that you're going to need is a crochet hook. We're going to be using a size G. You can use, I would suggest, either E through H. It doesn't matter which one, whatever you have available. And we will be using ruffled scarf yarn. We use and we sell Ice brand flamenco. This comes in a variety of colors. We also have flamenco glitz, and it has a nice little silver or gold, whichever, depending on the color choice that you make, and edging on it, which adds a nice little touch to your scarf. We also have our salsa, and the salsa yarn has, I'll open this one up so you can actually see what the yarn looks like, but it has a little chenille pom-poms on the edge, and that gives it even a more different look. Makes it a little bit fuller. And our newest yarn of this type, to make this type of scarf, is our belly dance. And the belly dance, I don't know if you can see, has little sequins on the bottom edge. And let me open this up so you can see it a little bit better. But don't know if you can catch some of the sequins that are on the edge of this, but there's one like every inch or so. It's on the bottom edge of the scarf. And what we're going to use today is we're going to use our red flamenco glitz. You're going to want to take the yarn off of the ball. Now there's many ways of doing this. Everybody has their own preference, so I suggest you try different ways and see what works best for you. You can either measure out the length that you think you're going to use or you want to use. After you've made several of these, you'll get to know how much yardage it takes for you to create your scarf of your preference. The determining factors on how much yarn you need depends on how many stitches you put in each ruffle and how long you want it. Now you can make scarves anywhere from 4 scarves per skein to 1 scarf per skein, like I said, depending on whether you want it really full or you want it thin and how long you make it. I usually make mine about 5.5 to 6 feet, and I can get 3 nice scarves out of 1 skein using a 4-stitch per row method. So that is what we're going to learn today, and let's get started. Okay, so you're going to see that you have a raw edge over here on your yarn, and we are going to be along this entire scarf. We are going to be working in the top row. Now your top row is, let me see if I can get it from this way, is the very top loop, not this one with the thicker border, but just the thin thread, the single thread that goes along the top. This is always the thicker band along this edge is always going to be your bottom edge, and no matter what type of yarn that you use, whether it be the flamenco, the salsa, or the belly dance, okay, your bottom edge is always going to be the thicker one, and your top edge is always going to be the single strand that runs along the top. And to get a nice edge on it, what we do is we take all of the pieces at the end, okay, and you can just grab it and tie a knot, and you're going to want to tie a really nice tight knot. And to get the most for your money, tie it as close to the end as you can, okay, but you want it real tight so that it doesn't fall out. And then you can just take your scissor and snip off any excess and get rid of that. Okay, and then I'm going to open this up again so that you can see exactly how we start this out, so there is no confusion. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take our crochet hook and we are going to insert it in the first loop closest to the knot. Okay, now what's going to happen with this knot is it's just going to get immersed in the ruffles of the scarf, and you're not even going to see the knot. Okay, so we're going to pick up the first one. Okay, that's 1. Put on the second one, that's 2, 3, and 4. And what you're going to want to do with this is there's many preferences as to whether you want to open the yarn up, because you're going to need to, the yarn will twist on you as you're working along, so you're going to need to untwist it as you're going. You can either put a rubber band around the ball of yarn and pull out a length and unravel it and do it that way, you know, in increments that way. Or if you know what your exact length is that you want to cut from your skein, if you want 3 scarves, then you divide your whole ball into 3 equal lengths, and then, you know, you can just unravel it then and then just work along, and it works up quite fast that way. But okay, so we have 4 loops on our hook. Okay, the last loop that we put on there, we're going to want to pull up into the hook portion of the hook, and then all the other 3 loops need to come off, just like you're doing a crochet. It's a crochet stitch actually. You pull it through, and then this portion here is still that string, that top string on your last loop that you went through on this loop. So then you're going to go through that again and pull that through the one that is left on your hook, and it's basically just making a single crochet. Let's just move along and do this again. Okay, and that's all you're going to be doing. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're always putting 4 on. Okay, and then just everything that's beyond the last one is going to come off, so you pull it through there and then go around again and pull through. Okay, I'll do that again. Okay, let's get a little, see if we can get a little closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, pull that last one up, take all the other ones off. You only have 1 on there, and then yarn that over and pull through again. And as you can see, our ruffles are already starting to happen, and you just do that the entire length of the scarf. And I'll go on along a little bit faster so you can see. I'm not going to do a whole scarf. This is only a small portion that I'm doing here so that you can see how to begin and how to end. 2, 3, 4, over, yarn over, pull through again. Okay, now this is going to be our last one. Okay, there's more than 4 loops left on here, but that's okay. If you have 6 or 7 or 8, that's fine. It just makes your bottom one just a little bit fuller. But what you're going to do is when you get to the end and you cut your yarn, once, like if you have your scarf as long as you want it, measure off like another foot or so, and you can cut it off. And then you're going to take all those ending strands like we did in the beginning, pull them all together, tie a nice tight knot in there as close to the edge as you can get. Okay, pull it real super tight, cut off any excess. Okay, and then we're going to continue on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just happened to work out. But like I said, if you had more on there, that's fine. You can do 5 or 6 or 8, whatever. I wouldn't go any more than 8 because then it gets a little clunky. But so what you're going to do is pull through as you normally would. Just finish it off like you did. Okay. Do that single crochet. And then anything extra that you have, this is your loop you're going to want to pull up to get is most of the loop above your last hook. And here's your knot here. So you're going to take your crochet hook out, take your loop, and you're going to wrap it around, okay, your knot. Okay, and then twist it. And then wrap it around again, and you just do that as many times as you can to get it nice and tight around that knot. Let me see if I can get one more out of it. There we go. Okay, and then you just give a little tug on it, and there we have it. Now just make believe that's a nice long scarf, but as you can see, you're not going to see the knots in your scarf once it's all done, not unless you really look for it. And that's all there is to it. It's very simple. I can work one of these up in about 20 minutes. 5-foot scarf doing 4 stitches per row. Okay, hope you enjoyed this and have a blessed day.